Hi everyone and welcome to Nico's Kitchen's What You Want Wednesday. Today's recipe request comes in from the Twitter user Bertovsky and he's asked me to make some creme brulee. So let's get started.
He's got budget meals Monday, what you want Wednesday, fast food Friday, what else could he share? It's Nico's Kitchen where satisfying meals are prepared.
So guys, the first thing that we're going to do to get started on our creme brulee is cutting open our vanilla bean. Now this is a fresh vanilla bean. Now these are quite expensive to use, however the end result is going to be so much better. But if you don't want to use a vanilla bean, just use some vanilla extract. And it's very simple, just using a very sharp knife, just cut into the middle of the vanilla pod and just holding the knife, just run your knife all the way down the vanilla pod. And then using the knife, what I want you to do is to scrape that pod, and what you'll end up with is that vanilla bean. Now whatever you do, don't get rid of the beans just yet because we're going to be using them in the next step. Now what I want you to do now, in a small saucepan, no heat, I've got some thickened cream. I'm just going to pour it straight in. Now I'm going to put in the vanilla that we scraped from the bean, just straight in. And I'm also going to add in those vanilla bean pods as well. Now turn the heat up to a medium heat and just stir it through, and what we want is to bring it to a scalding point, which means we just want to bring it up before boiling. So over a medium heat, guys, it should take about 5 to 6 minutes. After that, turn the heat right down, turn it off, and then just put this pan aside. So the next step, guys, just into a bowl, I've separated some eggs and I'm discarding the white, and I just want the egg yolk into the bowl. Next I'm going to be adding in some sugar, and just using a hand whisk I'm just going to mix the egg yolks and the sugar and just whisk it until it becomes a pale creamy colour. So guys, that's the colour that you're after just there. Now guys, we're going to be pouring in our cream mixture, but just before we do that, make sure you do discard the vanilla pod from the pan. Now the cream will still be warm and we don't want to scramble that egg, so I'm just going to add in just a small amount at first and then whisk that in. And then once you've done that, add in the rest of the cream mix. And just combine that well with the whisk. Now guys, as you can see there, the whisking process has of course created some bubbles. Now you do not want any bubbles in your creme brulee mix. Now there's a couple of ways of getting rid of these. You can either stand there and spoon them off, or you can use one of these, a kitchen blowtorch. And for this creme brulee recipe, you're going to need one of these anyway. You can find them in any kitchen store and they are relatively now very inexpensive. Blowtorch on, and just very quickly get rid of those bubbles just by blasting the top, and you'll see there all those bubbles will disappear. Now we're going to be refining this mix just again, guys. What I want you to do is get a small sifter, just like this one with smaller holes, and just grab the mix and into a container we're just going to pour it through. Now into a Pyrex dish or a baking dish or a baking tray that's got quite a deep base on it, what I want you to do straight into there is pour in some boiling water. And just using the ramekin as a guide, I want you to come up halfway and be very, very delicate with this process, guys. You don't want any water in your mixture or the bowls or anything like that. Our mixture straight in to the ramekins, and be nice and slow, there's no rush. Now guys, once again with the torch, if there are any bubbles at all on the top, just give it a quick once over with the torch and get rid of any air bubbles on the surface. Now using some foil, I just want you to cover the top very, very lightly, just like that. Make sure there's air that can get into each side. Now this goes into a preheated oven at a very low temperature, 120 degrees C for 40 minutes. For 40 minutes at 120 degrees C. So we've just pulled out our creme brulee out of the oven, and what you're looking for, guys, is just a slight little jiggle in the mixture there in the ramekins. Now this must go into the fridge to set and cool completely. It must go into the fridge for 4 hours. So guys, we've just pulled out our creme brulee out of the fridge. It's been 4 hours, and here comes the exciting part. What I want you to do, just onto the bench, I'm going to be sprinkling over some brown sugar on the top. Now, if you don't want to use brown sugar, you can use normal sugar or even raw sugar if you wanted to. I just love the flavour that the brown sugar has. And all I want you to do is just sprinkle it all over the top. And guys, all I want you to do now is just grab your torch and hold it about 2 to 3 centimetres away from the creme brulee and just burn the sugar on the top. Now, it's a 2-step process. You'll see it melting down. Now guys, you do want some burnt pieces over the top because we want it sweet, but those burnt pieces will give it a beautiful bitterness to the creme brulee. Okay, so once again, so just tap the top, and if it's nice and hard, we're going to go in just one more time very quickly. So guys, that's all you have to do with your creme brulee, and I'm just going to bring this up and show you. This is the sound that you want on the top of your creme brulee. That beautiful caramel crunch on the top like that. So guys, let's get stuck into this bad boy. I'm just going to show you that custard there in the middle is absolutely gorgeous. Let's get stuck in. Oh. Wow. As always, the ingredients are below, and give this one a go guys, because it is perfect for dinner parties, because you can just put it straight in the fridge, and when you're ready, just bring it out and do the toffee on the top. It's that simple. You guys take care, and I'll see you this Friday for Fast Food Friday. So until then, take care.